Hello, everybody. My name is Beatrice Gonzalez, and I am a spiritual investigator here to report the latest news of what the FBI knows. So let's get down to business and talk about it. So, the FBI knows that these individuals are all in trouble because everything that they do, everything that they do is illegal. They work with third party groups who get close to your ex spouse, ex family member. In this case, they did it with my ex boyfriend, the father of my daughter. So these individuals who are all tied to organized crime, fraud, corruption, illegal surveillance, fraudulent contracts with lawyers who is supporting this child trafficking ring. They all work together. All these agencies, the real estate property that has the fixed cameras, the surveillance in your home, who are illegally watching you, working with the home health aid business, the agency who behind your back steal your information, lie against you in a one-sided court case with illegal court proceedings where you are not present in court, and a lawyer who is misrepresenting you is working with a corrupt judge, district attorney, working with all of these individuals from the home health care business who are all on board to lie against you with fraudulent evidence, because this agency, this home health care agency, does not have the proof to prove how they came up with the fraudulent evidence that they used in court to state that I was delusional. So you see, they work with the home health care agency. They work with the corrupt judge sitting behind the bench who is a pedophile, working with real estate properties, home health aid agencies, corrupt lawyer who writes up these fraudulent contracts to exploit you with illegal surveillancing. Then they work with the third party group who are all infected with AIDS, because that's exactly what they did. They infected my ex-boyfriend with AIDS because that's what they're all hiding. They all got AIDS. And the plot was to have him come back and infect me. But because I'm a spiritual investigator, I knew exactly what they were all trying to do because they were all working together. See, his family, my ex-boyfriend's family, wanted to be the beneficiary of that inheritance that this whole entire criminal group worked together to steal behind my back with illegal court proceedings. So his family, who knew about his promiscuous nature, sleeping with multiple partners who they were all infected with AIDS because he's got AIDS, they all got AIDS, wanted, because this is how dirty and low life these individuals are and how thirsty they are for money. They knew that he was promiscuous, that he was a person who was sleeping around with multiple partners. And all of the multiple partners that he was sleeping with were people who had AIDS. They were HIV positive. So they thought that I did not love myself, that I loved him more than I loved my own life. Get out of here. They thought I was going to fall in their booby trap, that they had set up, because they knew all of the third party group women who they had put up to sleep with my ex-boyfriend, that They thought when they had infected him, because see, this is a group that sleeps around with each other, that I was going to grovel back for him, that I loved him more than I loved my own life. Get out of here. I knew, all of y'all, the plot that y'all were trying to set me up with. And you thought that I couldn't see you. I'm 10 times ahead of all of y'all. But see, the trap that y'all tried to lay for me, y'all winded up setting the trap for your own self, because all of y'all fell into it. And good for you, because that's exactly how you prove with the fraudulent evidence that y'all used in court by saying that I was HIV positive, because you thought that I was going to sleep with him. And that was going to make that come true. No! Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Did you really think I was going to fall for that trick, that trap that y'all had laid out, working with a third-party group who were infected with AIDS and infected my ex-boyfriend with AIDS? And y'all thought that y'all were going to fulfill that prophecy that I was going to wind up having AIDS right along with him, because y'all knew that his family had supported him with his multiple partners. Y'all knew that his family did not like me. Y'all knew that his family wanted to be the beneficiary of the money, of the inheritance that all of y'all had worked together to steal behind my back by luring him to a contract that he signed and worked with corrupt lawyers who worked behind my back. And all of y'all were illegally watching me, recording me in my home while I was with my boyfriend. And y'all used those recordings in court to say that I was violent because I had scuffles with my ex-boyfriend. Yeah, there was an age difference. He was young and I was an older woman. And several times we had several scuffles in the house. Yeah, he attacked me. And y'all recorded it. And y'all used it in court so that y'all could paint a false narrative about me, because he attacked me, and y'all trying to paint that picture that I was living a violent life in my home. Yeah, he was young. He was 18 years old. I was 54, 53, 54. So you know how it is with young men when it's their first girlfriend, it's their first love. And they want to prove themselves like a man, that they're stronger and better. So when I used to ignore him, sometimes we used to have a little scuffle. And a couple of times, he put his hands around my neck. And that's what y'all recorded, those episodes, because y'all were watching me, spying on me, monitoring me, and then using those recordings behind my back in an illegal court proceeding. Evidence that y'all had used to paint a certain picture about me. So see, y'all knew exactly the little plan that y'all all plotted together in order to steal from me, to utilize me in court for fraud with a third party, a group of women, because all of it can be verified how all of y'all have infected each other with AIDS. And then you thought that you was going to fulfill that prophecy by having him, who was already HIV positive, thinking that I was going to grovel back for him. And that y'all were going to fulfill that prophecy, that false narrative with altered medical records saying that I was HIV positive, because that's exactly what y'all were trying to do, to have me infected with HIV so that that prophecy could come true with the fraudulent medical records that y'all all wrote up, created and used in court behind my back, but it didn't work out. That's why all of y'all are in trouble, because the premeditated plot that y'all had all set up for me winded up smacking all of y'all right upside the goddamn head, because y'all are a bunch of dodo heads. Because this is what you get when you misjudge, miscalculate a person who is not like y'all, because I don't do what y'all do. I don't use my beauty, my body to get ahead in life like the way all of y'all do, because y'all are a bunch of perverts. Y'all are all having sex with each other. And this is why you painted a picture about me that I was a sex worker, because if you figured that if he came back and had sex with me and gave me AIDS, that fraudulent narrative that y'all wrote about me in court, being a sex worker, you thought that once he infected me, that the prophecy was going to be able to be explained by sexual promiscuous, sexual promiscuous, because people who catch AIDS is people who have sex. So this is the picture that you wanted to paint for me in court. So you thought that you had everything all set up, thinking that I was going to fall into that trap. No, I didn't fall into it, because I'm 10 steps ahead. I seen exactly what y'all were all trying to do, that all of y'all had worked behind me. Y'all work with the home health aid business. Y'all work with corrupt lawyers who wrote fraudulent contracts to invade my privacy, to illegally record me in my home. Y'all were watching me and my boyfriend. And y'all used half-truths, which half-truths mean it's not true, because it's mixed with a lie. This is what y'all were trying to do. And you worked with my ex-boyfriend's family, which his family had always protected him and their reputation and their image, because they always covered up all of his wrongdoings, running in the street, getting high, having sex with multiple sex partners. Y'all wanted to have him come back and infect me. But because I was not with him, and y'all know that I'm HIV negative, now you're all screwed up, because that prophecy that y'all wanted to manifest and make the whole entire world believe and think that I was a sex worker with HIV didn't come out like the way you wanted to prophesize it in court. And that's why all of y'all are in trouble, and you know it. Yeah, this is the way they target people, through your loved ones. Mami, dame el abanico, el chiquito, el abanico. I know that we have the gracia. No, yo sé. No, está alto. Yeah. So, see, these are the people that they pre-plot everything, and they try to cover themselves. They cover themselves because this is what they do. See, right now, these individuals are so in trouble, because the FBI, DEA knows that these individuals, not only did they say that I was a prostitute, I was HIV positive, I was delusional, I was depressed, and I was suicidal. This is what they said. They did all of this. Now, they also had accused me of molesting my own daughter. What a bunch of crazy motherfuckers, because These people are nuts and crazy. They were exploiting us. Now, you can't hide what you said in court. You can't hide it because everything that you created, all of the fraudulent evidence that you used in court by saying all of the things that you did. You said I was delusional. I was suicidal. I was depressed. I was HIV. I was a drug user. I was a prostitute. Now, you said that I was a child molester. Okay, show us what you got. Give us the evidence and show us how you created it, who started the gossip, who you paid to get them to lie. Let's see all of the text messages, all of the photographs, all of the videos. Let's see exactly where it came from. Show all of your evidence because you got to expose the doctors, you got to expose the nurses, you got to expose all of the text messages, you got to expose all the videos, you got to expose all of the witnesses who lied together. You got to expose everything because this is going to the Supreme Court. And you got to show who created the fraudulent evidence to state that I was a child molester. Oh yeah, the FBI, DEA knows that you want to sweep that under the carpet because you don't have the proof to prove that I was a child molester. But now I want to see exactly how you did it and pulled it off in court with a corrupt judge, a corrupt lawyer, corrupt law enforcement, corrupt home health aid agency. I want to see everything and everybody who helped you to pull this fraud off in court with the fraudulent contract, with the illegal surveillancing, the illegal recording, and all of the individuals who you paid to lie against me behind my back on a one-sided court case, illegal court proceedings where I wasn't present, to contracts that I never consented to because I never waived my rights. Let's see everything, how you did it, both attorneys, judges, lawyers, everybody, district attorney, detectives, everybody that you worked with to pull this off because this is child exploitation, child trafficking, sex trafficking, fraud, theft of an inheritance, and they worked with third party groups who intentionally, because they were all sleeping together, worked with my ex-boyfriend to get him to sign documents that I had no knowledge of, that waived all of my rights, all of my civil rights in my home, where these MFs were watching me, recording me in my private life with my boyfriend, and using that in court behind my back to prove a point about me that they all created together. Okay, papacito. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Yeah. Get a little thirsty here, so I'm gonna drink a little soda. Mommy.
Oh, yeah.
There. Thank you. Can you throw that away from me? Thank you.
Yeah.
So now these individuals now they want to hide sweep everything under the carpet, the mess that they had created with the alterations of documents, all the lies, and everybody lying together. This is a shame. The healthcare department being a part of this fraud. This is a shame. The HIPAA violations that were broken, and all of these doctors and nurses working together with this fraud ring because they broke HIPAA laws. They violated my rights. They changed documents working with this home health aid company business. See, all of these individuals all lied together to commit fraud. And since this is a group, a criminal group that they pre-plot, premeditate all of their crimes against targeted individuals, they thought that they were smart. They thought that every person who they targeted is like them. It's like them, people who sleep around with multiple partners and fall into their booby trap. But because that scenario didn't happen with me, because I am not a floozy, I don't open my legs to anything or anyone because I have self-respect about me. I am of very high value. Nobody can have me that easily. See, I have self-respect. I have self-restraint. I am a person that practiced celibacy. And they didn't think that I was strong-minded. And they thought when I cut my ex-boyfriend off, they thought that I was going to be with him. No, I was already hip to him being involved with people because I told him, be careful, you're going to get sick. Somebody is going to infect you. And that's exactly what happened because he has AIDS, full-blown AIDS. And the people who had it gave it to him. And they thought that this man was going to come back in my life and I was going to be with him. But when I say no is no. See, so they were upset. This is why they were trying to red rum me, because I didn't fall into the plot, into their scheme, into their plan, their premeditated plan that they had all staged together in court. This premeditated plan that I was a prostitute and I had AIDS. So since that prophecy didn't fulfill, now they had to come after me and take me out because they put a life insurance policy on me. They all lied together. They all lied together, tried to take me out, had me stalked. They had people trying to take me out. They were stalking me, trying to put me in accidents, in cars, people trying to crash their car into my vehicle. They had people trying to take me out, but since I'm a mystic and I'm 10 times ahead of all of these people, I seen exactly what they did. And another thing, these individuals were trying to take me out in my own home, with messing with the foundation of my house. They had messed with the structure, the foundation of my house in the kitchen. And they were trying to cause a disaster in my home. They were trying to cause for my home to collapse and cause my demise with my children. This is how desperate these people had gotten because that foundation to my home is damaged to what they did. They worked with engineers. They worked with engineers because this is how they've been trying to take me out. Not only that, they were trying to take me out because my next door neighbor is a fentanyl drug engineer. And everything is all recorded in the walls how this man was sending chlorine gas into the pipes of my bathroom sink because it was causing the walls to be black, charcoal black. And when I turned around and reported it to many government officials, everybody had ignored me. But I have proof to prove exactly what y'all did. Y'all were covering up each other. You were covering drug trafficking, drug engineering. Y'all work with code enforcement officers who do not inspect people's properties, and y'all cause the people's demise because y'all all work together, because this is organized crime. See, everything that they do is premeditated, how they come after the people that they target. But it's too late for that. Y'all know that all of y'all are under a federal investigation because detectives have been blocked from accessing and retrieving police records that is pertaining to me, which is a federal investigation. So now you know that you can't get away with all of the things that you've done, because everything that y'all do is premeditated, pre-plot, pre-planned, so that y'all could all steal together in court with fraud so that you can enrich your nasty, dirty hands with insurance policies, inheritance that y'all all divide among each other, justifying it with a fraudulent contract, lawyers who misrepresent you in court, where they work with third-party groups who attack your ex-spouse, your family members, so that they can take you out, make you fit a certain narrative that they paint up for you, and think that you're going to fall in that painted narrative that they had pre-plotted, premeditated, all of them together, so that you could fall into their booby trap. But it didn't happen that way because I am not like y'all. Yeah. These are the type of people, they're the ones with the drug addictions. They're the ones who are mentally insane. They are the ones who are drinking and drugging and having sex with everybody and anyone and everywhere. I don't even go to bars. I don't even go to nightclubs. I'm not even a person of the street. I don't hang out. I don't even have friends. I don't have anybody. But y'all created all of the fraudulent evidence. See, that's why when we go to Supreme Court and everybody's going to have to prove their involvement with me, you now know why people are going to be headed towards federal prison, because they all lied. And because they alter so much evidence and they don't have an answer to explain it. Now they're going to have to prove all of the doctors who broke HIPAA laws. They're going to have to prove the doctors. They're going to have to prove everything, how they do it. How the doctors altered medical records. That's one. They're going to have to prove the psychiatrists who altered medical records to state that I was delusional. That's another one. They're going to have to prove. They're going to have to prove so much the accusations of me being a child molester. You're going to have to prove that now. You're going to have to prove all of the created evidence, the fraudulent evidence that you had created to defame my character and say that I was a child molester. Now you're going to have to prove how you created it. You're going to have to create, and everybody who said that I was a child molester, now they're going to have to get on the stand. They're going to have to get on the stand and show the proof that they got. This is a beautiful thing. When the liar, you put them on the stand, and now they're being dismantled. Because see, now everything is going to have to go through court with a fine tooth comb. You got away with all of the fraud that you committed against me behind my back with illegal court proceedings in court, but not in the Supreme Court, because now everything that you created is going to be in for full display for everybody to see how you did it. So no, you cannot sweep under the carpet that y'all had accused me of child molestation against my own daughter. How filthy and dirty y'all are to make up something like that. But now you're going to have to prove it in court. All of y'all who had created that fraudulent evidence to state that I was a child molester, including all the documents, the psychiatrist, that I was delusional, the doctor documents, the medical documents to prove I'm HIV positive. You're going to have to produce everything now. Every last single lie that you said about me, now you're going to have to produce it in court. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. I love it because, see, this is how you prove a liar in court. And the lawyer who worked with my ex-lover, now he's going to have to prove that fraudulent contract because they were illegally recording me, watching me, spying on me, and using that evidence of me and my ex-boyfriend. I'm talking about the young man that I was with, the white guy who I was with, that y'all had taken that information to paint a certain picture about me behind my back and use it in court behind my back as evidence. Okay, so now let's see what you recorded of me and my boyfriend. I'm not talking about my ex-boyfriend who is my daughter's father. I'm talking about the white man, the one that I was with, and he was younger than me. You're going to have to show how you recorded me because y'all did everything behind my back and never consented to anybody to illegally record me and my boyfriend. I have more information. See, this is a tribe of pedophiles. These were all people who were working with a child trafficking ring. An owner who owned real estate property, who had surveillance cameras, working with tech companies because they work with tech companies too. So if you put your own surveillance cameras in your home, they work with the tech companies to record you and illegally take the recordings because they took out a illegal contract with your ex-spouse so that they can illegally record you. This is how they do it. They think that they're slick, but their whole entire empire has crashed because higher intelligence sees everything what y'all do. See, these people were so confident. They were so confident thinking that they were going to get away with everything. See, they thought that they were going to have a safe landing, like a parachute. You know how the CEOs from corporations, they have a parachute that gives them a safe landing. It protects them from the disaster that they created together to bring the company down. This is what these individuals are. They thought that their parachute was going to give them all a safe landing, but it didn't. If anything, all of your illegal activities have been exposed. Everything has been shown to the world. And no, you don't have a safe landing. So this is a group that is tied to child trafficking, sex exploitation, illegal surveillancing, these real estate properties that are all involved with this filth, property managers, all of these people. Not only are they connected to all of this filth, all of this illegal activity, targeting the millions of people in the United States, because this is what they did. Not only did they do this to me, they did it to millions of Americans in the United States. These are the tribe of pedophiles on that list that they don't want to release that list because they're all on there. These are the people behind the bench working with corrupt lawyers, corrupt law enforcement, corrupt authority figures, government officials who got their hands all tied up in child trafficking, human trafficking, drug trafficking with the cartels. These are the people that protect cartel money in this country, and they protect everything through real estate property, where all of the illegal recordings, the surveillance, and the hidden audios is violating the American people's right. This is what this group has done to the United States. And you think I'm going to stay quiet? You think I'm not going to stand up and defend my rights to what you did to me? Get out of here. You picked the wrong one to fuck with. And that's why your whole entire empire has been exposed. And this is how they set people up. They set them up this kind of way, premeditated plots, targeting the individuals, working with third-party groups to attack your loved ones. And then they get them to sign contracts behind your back so that they can illegal way to spy, monitor you, and record you. See, they work with the judge, so they know it's illegal, but they made it legal through the contract. So how do they entrap you with this illegal contract? So they target your family, and your family, like they had target my ex-boyfriend, who he doesn't read and understand everything in English because he's an immigrant. This who they used his signature to sign that contract so that they can illegally spy and record me and use that to create a fraudulent narrative about me behind my back in an illegal court proceeding in court where I wasn't present. This is how they do it. So this is why their whole entire empire has been exposed, because of what they've done. And you're not going to get away with it. Everybody and everyone who created all of this together is going to have to show what you did. Okay, so Mami, ya, dile a él que that I'm going to be finished. So I know that he's waiting for. Okay, okay. All right, mami, si tú puedes venir, tú me puedes darme el vaso que está acá. Yeah. This one I'm going to put it here because I'm going to put ice with water. Okay, thank you. Okay. Sí. Porque la cosa es que, mami, la cosa es que se puede oír cuando tú estás. Sí. That's why I was telling you. Okay. No. So this woman who lied, this home health aide, they were responsible for the documents that they have produced in court working with doctors. Because home health aid agencies are the ones that are directly connected to the doctors who they work with to produce the fraudulent medical records. So now they're all exposed because this home health aid agency with group of caretakers who work from home, they all work together to lie against me. So this is a scam. This is a scam. Home health aid business. They work together to lie because they're getting a piece. They're getting a slice of the pie. So if they lie against you in court with fraudulent evidence, text messages, and since they're already that fine contract that they use, that fraudulent contract, that contract is has exploited you because they record you on your devices, on your phone. They want you through your through all of your devices. They're recording you. They're listening to all of your conversations. This is waiving all of your rights. But the thing about it, that it's done behind your back through the signature of your loved one who signed the contract. But they have to work with the third party group, dirty up his mind, since they were already watching me illegally. They already knew my business because I was with the young guy, my boyfriend, the white guy. They knew. So they fed all of this conversations, all of the activity that I was doing in my home with my young boyfriend. So they went back, relayed all of that to him, dirtied up his mind. Whatever they told him, that I was cheating on him and I was doing this, I was doing that, whatever it was, they turned him completely against me, which is fine because I didn't care to be with him anyway because I had already left him. But this man had always loved me, and he never wanted to see me with another person. He used to always say to me, you and me, we're not going to be together, but I don't want to see you with anybody. He was one of those macho type of men because he's from another country. So he has that kind of like that personality to be that way. So because these people were spying on me and they knew that about him, they fed him all of that information and they showed him recordings. Whatever they used to have the man flip on me is how they ate his mind to have him sign a fraudulent contract because they lied and fabricated all kind of things. They probably told him that I was a child molester, molesting his own daughter. So he flipped the script and he was all on board with all of them. And because his family doesn't like me and they had already committed this theft with the inheritance, now they had him on board with this theft. And now they knew that they could get him and his family who dislike me to be the beneficiary of the inheritance. By painting a fraudulent picture about me in court that I was delusional. I had AIDS. I was a prostitute. I was a sex worker. I was a drug user. I was a thief. I was depressed. I was suicidal. See, all of these things are the things that they say together to have people turn against you. They create it. But like I said, they use half truths, which half truths does not mean it's the truth. And that's how they all did it together. He signed the contract, but they were already exploiting me. See, that's why when we go to Supreme Court and everything comes out, let's take a look at those videos. Let's look at all of the digital footprint, the IP addresses, the contracts, and everybody who signed their Johnny Hancock signature on those contracts, their initials. We're going to go through everything and see the dates, the times, the devices, everything. medical records, doctors. Oh, so many people going down. So many people going down. That's it. It's all over for this entire empire. They know that that their whole organization has been exposed. Their little game of exploiting the American people behind people's back, trying to do it in a very sophisticated way, thinking that they're always going to get away with it. Oh no. Mm-mm. You now are going to have to show everything. See, this group now, because they know that they've been caught out there, the FBI, DEA also knows that these people want to send me a medical record so that they can reevaluate me. So that the original documents that they had utilized in court, now they want to get rid of it because they now have been caught out there. No, that is not going to work. No, you can't do that. You can't create the game and then think that you can go back and change it because now you've been caught out there. No, you can't do that. Now you're just going to have to show everything that you had produced, created, fabricated, defaming my character, using all of this fraudulent evidence that you're produced in court that is registered, and now you want to get rid of it to change the story. No, you can't do that. You got to prove everything that you accused me of. You accused me of a child being a child molester. Prove it. You accused me of having AIDS. Prove it. You accused me of being delusional. Prove it. Prove everything. Prove the depression, the suicide, prove the drug addiction, prove everything. Let's prove everything, the contracts, the videos, the text messages, the voice recordings, because y'all were using my voice, tweaking it, making it so that it looked like I was agreeing to certain things that went on. But see, those recordings, voice recordings that you use, it's going to go through a fine tooth comb and we'll see where you tweaked my voice and altered it to make a court case go your way. Oh, I love it. 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 Because see, the truth, see, when you expose people that you know that they're a bunch of liars and you expose it, everything, that's where you catch them all out there, because now they have to back up their lies, and they know they can't back up their lies because everything was created, altered, made up, fabricated, and done together. So now you gotta back it up, baby. Back it up. Show what you got, because the truth will be seen, exactly everything that you did. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it, because this is where you get your justice. That's why they're all going to prison and do Fed time. Okay. So and this is why, let me turn off this fan and get a little sip here. It's got a little hot. This is why these people have recruited so many people against me, because these people, everything for them is lust, sex, you know, and they think that everybody is the same way as them, because that was the way that they were trying to paint me. If you're spying and watching me with my young boyfriend who I was with alone in my room, and you were watching all of my private moments with him, you painted a picture about me in a certain way. And that was my personal life that you had no right to invade my privacy. They thought, because what they did to me, and they thought that they knew. They thought that I was the same way like them, that I was going to fall into their trap. Because everything that they do, because they're so dirty and nasty, and they sleep with everybody, they have multiple partners. They thought that I was going to be an easy target. I was going to fall into their trap, because that's what they do. They recruit people. They recruit people to try and come after you, so that they think that you're going to fall for their trap. Get out of here. That's what they do. They target your loved ones and you by trying to recruit all of these people that are lustful, who can't hold themselves back because they are easily manipulated sexually to do what all of these people do together. And they thought that I was like them. Hell no. So now you're in trouble. You're in trouble because you have a lot of explaining to do the things that you do. I'm going to end this video, and I want to thank all the people who have been helping out with the investigation to prove all of the corruption, all of the illegal criminal activity that these people do together in order to target individuals through fraudulent contracts, illegal surveillancing, working with people who work with technology, AI altering. Oh, these people have all kind of, they work with everything to alter and make false narratives in court appear to be a certain way against you behind your back, and so that they could pull off fraud. This is what they all do. But because I exposed everything that they did against my back, now they have to answer to everything that they had created. And this is how you prove everything. This is why the FBI, DEA knows that these individuals want to take me out before the court date. They know they want to have me red rum. They know of the death plot against my life. They know the death plot against my life to take me out, so that I don't uh press charges and testify against all of them to what they did, because all of them lied under oath. They committed perjury. They used altered documents, everything, and they stole from me. They did all of this behind my back. So now everything is going to hit the public, the media. So that means a lot of government officials, authority figures, law enforcement, cops, lawyers, doctors, nurses, insurance companies, because they put a life insurance policy out on my life. They put a trust fund. All of these individuals, everybody, home health aid agency, everything, all of the complaints that I have placed in the past against my neighbors, and all of the people who I had reached out to, but never did anything to the complaints that I made against my neighbors, and all of the drug engineering. everything that was happening in my home, everything. All of those individuals are going to be exposed. Everybody's going to be exposed. So, see, this is why they want to take me out. They want to take me out because now everybody who is corrupt, who was a part in trying to cover up this illegal court case, and all of the sheriffs and everybody who lied, who had their who co-signed documents in court, all of those individuals, everybody who they used for this court case is going to be exposed, because this is going to hit worldwide. This is going to hit the media. This is going to be exposed. These are the people on that list, on that island list. These are the predators that are living among us, that have been child trafficking children through the justice system. These are the judges behind the bench working with organized crime, district attorneys, lawyers, everybody who have been legally and illegal through contracts to justify their filth, their eyes for children. So all of it is going to be exposed, how they do it, how they get these fraudulent power of attorneys over you, fraudulent guardianships over you, conservatorships over you, so that they can commit fraud, commit child exploitation, to sex traffic you on the dark web, and how they cash out on policies together, dividing the money among themselves, because when you do this, you have to have all hands on deck to pull this type of stunt off in court, and to get paid like the way they were getting paid. And see, now that their game is over, because I've exposed their corruption, because see, this is the same group that is all involved with illegal activities in this country. These are the enemies of the United States of America. All of them. Not only are they going to be charged with RICO charges, racketeering, and all of that, because this is more than 10 people. This is a whole slew of lowlives that have been targeting the American population. So, see, they all are going down. They're going down because, and they should be charged as a terrorist, because when you do things like this and you target people, yeah, you should be charged as a terrorist, because you don't give a damn about the American people. See, you are the enemy. So, yes, that charge should be added on to the rest of the other charges that you are all going to go down for. Whoo, oh boy, I'm gonna be laughing. I'm gonna be in laughing. I'm gonna be sipping my drink when I watch how everybody is going to have them handcuffs slapped on their wrists, and I watch them one by one being hauled off in that paddy wagon straight to a federal penitentiary. But you you created it, so now you got to deal with the consequences, because you thought that you could get away with organized crime. But it's all over now. No more money and invading people's privacy, sex trafficking the American people. Your entire game is over. The player got played. You exposed your whole entire hand to me, and I outdid you. I just wanted to tell a lot of people that I love everybody, the ones who jump ship. Thank you so much. You are highly appreciated by me and all of the upright officials that have been working to protect this beautiful country of ours, to keep it secured from the monsters, from the lowlives who have been thinking that they're running the show. You're not running the show because, see, God is now here working through all of us to get rid of organized crime. It's all over for you. Okay, so I want to thank all of the FBI agents, CIA, DEA, ICE, Homeland Security, Department of Justice, government spies, double agents, all community members who have jumped ship. I want to thank all of those who have been working to protect our beautiful country, because it is our duty, our responsibility to protect each other. And when we work together as a team, we get the job done. And that's what I love about being an American, because, see, we are bold, courageous, strong, and we have a lot of strength. And we work together to look out for each other. And I want to thank Aravan, the great I am, Joshua, Mother Mary, for being with us, and Galactic Federation of Light, Mars Sector 6, Master Aetherius, Commander Ashtar, and Commander Valiant Thor. Thank you. Thank all of y'all for everything that you've done for our beautiful country. So I'm going to say a little prayer, and it will be short because I have other things to do. Thank you, blessed Heavenly Father, Aravat, the great I am, Joshua, Mother Mary, Archangel Michael, and all of my alien family, ancient alien families from up above, my ancestors. Thank you for everything that you do for all of us, for watching us, for protecting us and guiding us and shielding all of us. Thank you for helping us to expose organized crime. Thank you. So be it, and so it is. God bless all of you, your families, your children. God bless our beautiful country. And God bless our president, Mr. Trump, and his beautiful family. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day. Bye.